Tactical Blue TV, the place where badass sheepdogs read, listen, and watch unique leaders who teach the science of law enforcement, tactics, and practical skills to coach the American cop. If you're a badass, this is your new home. Now, the man who catches speeders during his lunch hour, Hector Solis.
Welcome back to Tactical Blue. This is your host, Hector Solis. I'm glad that you are back. And today, I'm going to talk about first responder resources for COVID-19. The number of cases of COVID-19 isn't stopping anytime soon. As of today, the United States has over 600,000 confirmed cases. More than 24,000 people have died since the beginning of tracking early this year. The jurisdiction where I currently work experienced one case of COVID-19 so far. Although I work close to a large metropolitan area, this confirmed case still shocked all the members of the department. We had to change our standard operating procedures to accommodate the growing number of cases in this area. Large first responder jurisdictions are competing with us to obtain personal protective equipment, masks, hand sanitizers, and other resources. I recorded this podcast to provide you with as many resources for first responders at no cost. I decided I needed to help my fellow first responders who might not have the resources required to get the job done. No matter what, we still have to respond to calls even if we don't have the equipment. Luckily, many businesses are stepping forward to fulfill the void many local, state, and even the federal government are missing. These businesses are using their workers, raw materials, and factories to create personal protective equipment. So now let's jump right into the information. At the end of March, right before the increase in COVID-19 cases, the Alcohol, Tobacco, Tax, Trade Bureau, also known as TTB, changed its guidelines for the production of ethanol. For the output of non-beverage tax-free ethanol should be used to produce hand sanitizer if it is the nature according to TTB regulations and Food and Drug Administration guidelines. The ethanol must be delivered tax-free to state and local governments. Also, any hospitals, clinics, and other institutions that are helping combat COVID-19. The approval waived several guidelines and regulations for exempt distilled spirit plants. These distilleries can produce mass amounts of ethanol, which combined with other chemicals could help first responders stay safe while responding to calls for service. If you need hand sanitizer for your agency, I recommend you follow these steps. First, check out your local distilleries. Many alcohol beverage companies have converted part of their manufacturing facilities into topical ethanol for non-medical purposes. Up to 75% of craft spirits producers are doing so currently, according to the American Craft Spirit Association. We received information from the county's Office of Emergency Management stating Deep Eddy Vodka was one of those manufacturers helping first responders. We were able to obtain one box of 65 100 milliliter bottles plus 5 1-gallon jugs of 80% alcohol hand sanitizer. These hand sanitizer were a great addition to our resources. Other businesses that sell hemp and CBD oil products are stepping up as well. These companies already have the supply chains to obtain the necessary raw materials. One example of this is Thar Process, which manufactures a product called Hempura. This hand sanitizer, non-intoxicating hemp product also has been donated to Allegheny Health Network, O'Hara, and Fox Chapel police and municipal workers, according to Tribe Live. Fortune 500 and some smaller companies are providing needed resources to first responders as well. Although the pandemic is striking some industries, they're taking the time and effort to support us. Business Insider reported hair care brands CHI and BioSilk donated $1 million in resources to city offices of Houston and Tomball, Texas. Then, the cities distributed to clinics and other institutions in need of hand sanitizer. Another famous company is partnering with the Red Cross to bring help to jurisdictions with the most need. Anheuser-Busch announced that it will also repurpose facilities and its supply chain to make and distribute hand sanitizers, which was first published by the New York Times. A couple of weeks ago, I published a law enforcement guideline to COVID-19. In this article, I explained the importance of wearing personal protective equipment. One of these essential equipment first responders on the field should wear is gloves. Please do not wear gloves everywhere and use them for everything. You should only wear gloves if necessary when handling people, items that are contaminated, or if you're entering a structure like a house or a business. I received an email from Axon, the manufacturers of tasers, indicating they were going to donate $1 million worth of resources to first responder agencies. The resources included gloves, masks, and other personal protective equipment. Any agency could sign up to obtain any of these resources. If you go to my website, www.tacticalbluetv.com, and click on this podcast, you're going to see in the article different links for you to sign up. You don't need to be a customer to request resources for your police agency. An alternative for purchasing gloves is to go directly to either the manufacturer or a local vendor for gloves. In my jurisdiction, the city staff purchase gloves from Sam's Club and Costco. They ship them directly to the police department for us to use. If you're planning to purchase more boxes of latex gloves, you better do it now. Many people are purchasing large quantities, but vendors are giving first responders priority. Many companies are donating masks, but the majority are going to medical facilities since they have the highest cases and most contact with COVID-19 patients. You might ask yourself, which mask should I get? Large corporations are ramping up the production for N95 masks. This face mask filters at least 95% of particles in the air, which could contain COVID-19. I saw some law enforcement officers the other day who were wearing surgical masks. Surgical masks are an excellent alternative to PPE, but do not adequately protect against COVID-19. The pores in the mask do not filter the virus. However, the large droplets from people, like saliva, could be stopped by this type of mask. One example is Austin Police Chief Brian Menley, which provided each officer with an estimated 10-day supply of surgical masks. But he asked them to reuse them because they needed to conserve resources. Some states require citizens to wear a mask at all times when in public. Texas requires everyone to wear a mask while shopping, pumping gas, or doing other essential activities in public. For this reason, you and your family have to wear a mask as well. But the majority of those filtering masks are going to first responders and medical professionals. So your family has to wear a cloth mask. In my blog, I added a link to different companies who are provided and manufacturing a low-cost mask for the public. As I mentioned earlier in my article, a law enforcement guideline for COVID-19, I explained that I purchased N100 masks at Lowe's and Home Depot at the beginning of the pandemic. Since then, I haven't been able to find any of those masks anymore. Therefore, it's time for Plan B. You can contact the list that I inserted in my blog directly and purchase large quantities for your law enforcement agency. There's also an alternative that I found. Essentium is a large Texas-based 3D printing company, and they work to develop a flexible mask frame that is comfortable to wear over extended periods of time. Plus, the combination of disposable filtration media makes it a good mask for patrol officers. My chief of police and I decided that we should purchase this mask. I spoke with the representative of the company, and she informed me this mask have a melt-blow polyethylene non-woven fabric as the filter. It comes with 30 filters, 1 per day usage. So this is a great addition. You can buy the frame and just keep buying the filters as we go through this pandemic. Consequently, police departments are purchasing these resources from their general funds, which diminishes their budgets prearranged at the beginning of the year. Luckily, private and government funds are now available for any type of first responder agencies. Some might cover wages for overtime pay, while others focuses on resources and equipment. Lexipol organized a public grant by state and category on the site mentioned in my blog. With this purpose in mind, Lexipol also offers grant writing help for any agency. The Texas Municipal League recommends the following steps to complete the reimbursement application with FEMA. There are certain steps that you have to follow in order to request money and grants from FEMA. So go to my website and there's a link there to a specific PDF. Unfortunately, some first responders families are struggling with this COVID-19 pandemic. This means in their personal finance. Some of the spouses of the first responders might not have jobs because their businesses or employers are no longer working. This fact places tremendous stress on families of first responders. The First Responders Children's Foundation implemented a fund to supply financial aid for families of first responders. So you see out there's plenty of help. It's just a matter of finding and applying. Obtaining the proper information should be as essential as personal protective equipment for police patrol units. The command staff should be informed with the latest information to make the proper decision to protect their troops, their staff, and the community. As a supervisor, if you haven't implemented a checklist for you to follow during the crisis, you are behind the curve. Execute your contingency plan according to your community's background and current state with the virus. One resource, IBM Watson Assistance for Citizens, is a useful tool for local officials to inform the public and the staff of the latest guidelines from the CDC. IBM's algorithm can find and distribute information using the latest technology. Also, authorities can update standard operational procedures, policies, and other information for command staff not present during meetings. Artificial intelligence frees staff from answering the public's inquiries over and over again. So the staff focuses on priority tasks instead of answering the phone with the same questions over and over. IBM is offering this service for free for the first 90 days. At work, we are tracking the current cases in Texas using the Johns Hopkins University and Medicine COVID-19 pandemic tracker. I inserted also a link. There's going to be a lot of links on my website to all these resources. I'm able to keep the chief of police updated with the latest cases for the counties around my jurisdiction and the county where we work. The National Police Foundation also has another tracker for every state's local needs for PPEs. Again, the Texas Municipal League offers its resource page for any government agency that has questions about the handling of the pandemic. Unfortunately, our job is not going to stop because of the pandemic. The FBI and Homeland Security have been on high alert since the beginning of this issue. Many anti-government, white supremacists, and foreign terrorists imply they want to attack soft targets. Current online tracking from the dark web yield information about people trying to engage the government. In some cases, some criminals attempted to target innocent people. Homeland Security put out information about possible attacks that could occur in the United States. In my next episode, I'm going to explore further on the current crime crisis COVID-19 is bringing to law enforcement agencies. Until now, I've been focusing a lot on resources for jurisdiction. Now, I want to shift my focus on individual law enforcement officers who are the ones out there risking their lives and possibly their family's health against the virus. If you are a real sheepdog like me, you know that staying inside the police station or sitting on the side of the road is not for you. Eventually, you're going to start stressing out because you are not using your potential like you were before. As sheepdogs, we take care of other people all the time, but sometimes it is good that we get rewarded for what we do. Don't feel ashamed right now. We are fortunate to have a job, have a house, and have food on our tables. Companies want to thank us by giving us freebies. So here are a few freebies that I found. AM/PM offers free coffee, fountain drinks, hot dogs, and cookies or bottled water to first responders. Any of the BP gas stations are offering 50 cents off per gallon discount for your next refill. Care.com offers a 1-month free premium access to their website. They offer an array of services that enable families to find, manage, and pay for care and provide employment opportunities for caregivers. Circle K Stores offers free coffee, fountain drinks, or Polar Pops fountain drinks to first responders. The Dollar General is offering 10% off for your purchase. Starbucks is giving free hot or cold tall brew coffee on each visit through May 3rd. Tide Loads of Hope offers free laundry and dry cleaning services for first responders and medical professionals. The San Diego Dining Group, which offers free meals for first responders, has different restaurants in the area of California for all kinds of food, so make sure you take advantage of that. Airbnb offers free stays for first responders, a good option for police officers who've been exposed to the virus but not sick. That way you don't have to stay in the same household with your family and contaminate them as well. Costco, Sam's Club, and Walmart are offering priority time for first responders for their personal shopping. So that this is good for when you get off, you're off duty, and they're offering some early times and some of them are offering late times for you to go and, grab your groceries. Verizon is offering discounts on products, services, and devices for active and retired first responders. Also, there are plenty of free delivery or free discount meals for first responders. I inserted a link, as I mentioned before, in my blog. Eventually, there's going to be a point where you are going to need external help to cope with internal problems. The stress accumulates, which could cause you to lash out against your loved ones. We need to avoid that. So by seeking help at no-cost resources available to you. Part of every police department's new standard operating procedures for the exposure of COVID-19 should be testing for the virus. The law enforcement officer exposed to a COVID-19 patient should immediately go into a 14-day isolation. At the same time, the officer needs to be tested for COVID-19. I listed companies that have been approved by the CDC and the FDC to supply testing kits. Sometimes we're going to need psychological help. The 100 Club of Arizona is offering 2 apps to help first responders fight post-traumatic stress. The Bulletproof and Fireproof apps, sponsored by Bob and Renee Parson Foundation, are free to download for first responders and their families. The apps provide helpful tips for wellness, mental health, COVID-19 updates, and physical and relationship goals. One important resource that we all have is the Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which is always a call away. If you need immediate help while feeling depressed, fearful, or hopeless, call 1-800-273-8255. The number is 1-800-273-8255. Let me finish with some final thoughts. Although the epidemic might continue, we must continue moving forward. Having the right resources available to us make the difference between being healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually, or feeling depressed and anxious. Use this article to spread the word, and hopefully somebody will find resources that make a difference during the virus war. If you have any other resources for first responders, please email me directly to podcast@tacticalbluetv.com. Share this episode, and if you like this episode, please go to iTunes or wherever you listen to this podcast, and please rate this podcast. Share your comments, what I need to improve, what I need to add, or if you have any other questions, concerns, or topics that you want me to research, again, email me directly to podcasts@tacticalbluetv.com. So please don't be an ass, be an asset, and stay safe out there. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Tactical Blue. If you know other sheepdogs, share this episode.